What's up, Crim Heist? Welcome to another criminology educational video. And for today, we will be discussing the subject of fundamentals of criminal investigation and intelligence. So before we jump into our discussion, let me introduce myself. I am Sean Francis Santiago, also known as the Professor. So for today, we will be discussing the following. So first is informants, surveillance and casing, and then it will be followed by cover and undercover operations, and then crime scene investigation, which is the criminal investigation procedures, and the last one is the duties and responsibilities of the searching team. So first, let's go with informants, surveillance, and casing. So informants, as we can define, is referred to a person who gives information to police voluntarily or without any consideration. So it means informants, ito yung mga tao na nagbibigay ng information that is vital or that can be used in the course of investigation to police officers or law enforcement authorities without any consideration. And when we say without any consideration, walang exchange or there is no exchange or in return. Hindi sila nag-aantay ng kapalit, which is it may be compensation or any other considerations. Now, what is informant net? So, informant net, so from the word itself, net or network, it is a group of people coming together with a one goal or with one objective. In which, in this case, informant net, ito yung grupo ng mga informants and siya ay hawak ng iisang agent handler or ng iisang police officer as the case may be. And the informant's principal or cutouts supply the agent handler directly or indirectly of the intelligence information. Now let's go to the types of informants. In the types of informants, nandiyan si criminal informant, wherein it is an informant who gives information to the police pertaining to the underworld about the organized criminals with the understanding that his identity will be protected. So si criminal informant, this is usually, ito yung mga ex-convicts or yung mga ex-criminals who still have access in the underworld or who still have the knowledge or information that is efficient or that is very vital in the course of investigation. And in return, kailangan lang yung kanyang identity or yung kanyang pagkakakilanlan ay maprotektahan. As to confidential informant, it is similar to the criminal informant, but he gives the information just to violate the law to include crimes and criminals. Next is voluntary informant. For voluntary informant, a type of informant who gives information freely and willfully as a witness to a certain act. So dito kay voluntary informant, from the word itself, voluntary. So ibig sabihin may freely or may freedom and willingness si witness or si informant na magbigay ng information. As to special informant, from the word itself, these are informant who gives information concerning to specialized cases only. And it is regarded as special treatment by the operatives or binibigyan ito ng special treatment. Usually, ang mga special informant are teachers, businessmen, or mga professionals. Now, let's go to anonymous informant. For anonymous informant, these are informants who give information through telephone with the hope that the informant cannot be identified. So, kumbaga, di ba, ito yung mga tip anonymously. It means even if even the operatives or the authorities does not know the identification or the identity of the informant. So, kumbaga, tumawag lang siya out of the blue. As to reliable informant, it is a type of informant whose credibility has been established and documented. So, ibig sabihin, reliable na yan or kumbaga lahat ng sinasabi niyang information ay totoo sapagkat meron na siyang history na yung mga information na binigay niya ay nakatulong in the course of the investigation, which leads to arrest of criminals or recovery of stolen property. So kumbaga itong information given by the reliable informant is already verified due to its good history. So kumbaga ano na siya, maganda na yung kanyang reputation doon sa law enforcement organization. Now, let's go to the classification of informants according to motive. So, may classification or types naman ng informants according dun sa kanyang motibo kung bakit siya nagbibigay ng information. So first is a person who provides useful information about the case or crime is usually motivated by various factors. So first is a rival elimination informant. So this type of informant is usually an anonymous caller who tries to inform the police regarding a particular criminal activity to eliminate a rival or competitor. So the elimination of rivals can provide an opportunity to a group of individuals to monopolize an illegal business in order to increase their income. So, ibig sabihin dito kay rival elimination informant from the word itself, yung kanyang information ay makapagpapa-eliminate sa kanyang kalaban. So, usually, ito yung, a good example is sa isang lugar, merong dalawang organized crime group na naglalaban kung sino ang mag-susupply ng droga. Ngayon, etong si Group A, mas nakakalamang kay Group B. So, si Group B, ang ginawa niyang solusyon para ma-monopolize na yung lugar na yon at siya na lang ang mag-supply ng droga doon, tinip niya si Group A sa mga otoridad. Para na nga naman mahuli to at pag ito ay nahuli, mapaparalyze na yung kanilang operation and therefore si Group B na ang maghahari or magmo-monopolize or ang sole provider ng droga doon sa lugar na yon. Next is false informant. An informant who reveals information, usually of no consequence or untrue in order to mislead the police in investigating the case at hand. So, ibig sabihin kay false informant, maling informasyon or unreliable yung information na binigay niya and for the sole purpose na iligaw yung mga otoridad in investigating the case to buy time doon sa mga kriminal. As to frighten informant, ito yung mga takot na informant. So, nagbibigay siya ng information sa otoridad in believing that his safety and the safety of his loved ones might be compromised. So, this frightened informant is usually molded by fear of self-interest. Kumbaga, sarili niya lang kanyang iniisip at kaya siya nagbibigay ng information is for his own good. Next is self-aggrandizing informant. An informant who has many contacts in criminal circles and feels importance by giving information to the police. A type of informant surprisingly provides information regarding a crime to win a favorable attention from the media, which could put him in the spotlight, making him an instant celebrity. So dito naman kay self-aggrandizing informant, ito yung mga narcissism or ito yung mga attention seeker, kung saan nagbibigay lang siya ng information para makapag-gain siya ng attention. Next is mercenary informant. For mercenary informant, these are informant who has something to sell. And yung tinitinda niya is an information. And in return for any information, a mercenary informant receives monetary reward or material gain. So, ibig sabihin dito kay mercenary informant, siya yung tinatawag na informer, kung saan nagbibigay siya ng information in return for a compensation which is monetary or material gain. Next is double crosser informant. Dito kay double crosser informant, it is an informant uses his seeming desire to give information as an excuse to talk to the police in order to get the information from them that he give. A type of informants who knows how to manipulate the police by giving him a bit of information with the intention to acquire information with great interest. So dito kay double crosser informant, ito yung tinatawag natin na balimbing, kung saan nagbibigay lang siya ng kakarampot na information sa otoridad. In return, kaya niyang manipulahin yung police officer or yung law enforcement authority to gain a more vital information for his great interest or para sa kanyang best interest. Next is legitimate informant. So for legitimate informant, an informant those covertly and overtly provide information to law enforcers about criminal activity in a legitimate establishment. Legitimate informants mainly include operators of licensed premises who do not want their place of business to become hangouts of dangerous criminals. So dito naman kay legitimate informant, nagbibigay din siya ng information for his self-interest but also to protect his legitimate establishment or kanyang property, to protect his own property or business as the case may be, and para maiwasan na nga yung mga dangerous criminals dun sa kanilang lugar. Now let's go to the categories of informants. For the categories of informants, nandiyan si incidental informants are those who work with authorities on one particular incident with no intention of providing subsequent information. They are individuals who furnish information with no intention of repeating their services. So dito kay incidental informants, from the word itself, incidental. So during that particular incident, nandoon siya. Siya ay naka-witness nung pangyayari. Therefore, siya ay napunta sa posisyon kung saan siya ay magbibigay ng information uh, to aid the investigator in its investigation. So therefore, dahil nandun lang siya sa lugar na yon, nakita niya yung pangyayari, therefore, it is his obligation or kumbaga call of conscience niya na magbigay ng information para makatulong doon sa investigador. And itong mga incidental informants, wala na silang balak na umulit na magbigay ng information. So talagang nandun lang sila sa sitwasyon na yon. Now let's go to casual informant. An individual who by virtue of his social or professional position possesses or has access to information with great value to the police. He does collection of information on a continued basis and voluntarily or willingly provides information in response to a specific request or on his own initiative. So kumbaga dito naman kay casual informant ay kumukuha talaga siya ng mga information in a continued basis, unlike dito kay incidental informant na one-time basis lang or one-time big time lang na magbibigay ng information. Dito kay casual information, talagang voluntarily and willingly provides information and on a continuous basis. Next is automatic informants. An informant who by the nature of his work, position, and occupation in an office or society has a legal, moral, or ethical responsibility to report or provide intelligence reports to concerned individuals or agencies. Dito naman kay automatic informants, due to his position in his work or in his office or in the society, meron siyang obligation or responsibility to give information kung ano man yung nakita niya to intelligence agencies or into law enforcement agencies for the protection of everyone. As to recruited informants, an informant who is selected, trained, and utilized as continuous or covert source of information concerning specific intelligence targets. So dito naman kay recruited informants, usually ito yung mga tinatawag natin na intelligence officers, kung saan they were selected, trained, and utilized only for the purpose of providing information or collecting information to be used by specific intelligence targets or intelligence end users. Now let's go to the types of recruited informants. Dito naman kay types of recruited informants, nandiyan si ordinary informants, kung saan ito yung mga individuals who performs counterintelligence activities under control of a particular agency such as police or military. As to penetration informants naman, these are informants that were recruited, selected, and trained to disguise or to use as an assumed identity for the purpose of gaining the trust of the intelligence target in order to gather information. So dito naman kay penetration informants, ito yung tinatawag natin ng mga recruited informants or mga intelligence officers that will be disguising and penetrating to a certain organization for the main purpose of procuring or collecting information to that specific organization or to that said organization. So usually, kunyari Abu Sayyaf. So meron niyang mga tinatawag natin na penetration informants from the government or from the military to procure or to collect information that may be used as a counter-intelligence or countermeasures na gagawin ng ating military organization against the Abu Sayyaf. Next is full-time informants. These are informants who are available for counterintelligence missions at all times and who may derive the major part of their income from their work as informants of the police or military. So dito kay full-time informants, ginawa ng trabaho, pangkitang pangkabuhayan na ang pagiging informants. So usually sila yung mga tinatawag natin na intelligence officers kung saan yung kanilang main trabaho or main function is to procure information and to provide the information to the end user. As to double agents, these are individuals who are simultaneously employed by two opposing groups or intelligence agencies with one of the agencies aware of his dual role. So dito naman, simultaneously, he or she is employed as an informant sa dalawang opposing or magkalaban na grupo. So ito yung tinatawag natin na double crosser. As to the dual agents, para rin siyang double agents. But the difference for dual agents is siya ay employed by two or more friendly intelligence groups. So, ibig sabihin, sa kanina, magkalaban. Dito kay dual agents, magkaibigang agency or unit. So, these agents are normally motivated by material gain or monetary reward and will be working with two different groups of people. So thank you very much, and I hope that you learned a lot from our video discussion regarding informants and the classification and types of the said subject matter. So the second part of our video discussion will be uploaded right away, and ilalagay na lang natin siya sa link dun sa description box. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the professor, and hit the notification bell for you to be updated for my next video upload. So thank you very much and have a great day.